Hi everyone, my name is David, and in this video I'm going to show you how to perform a transmission fluid change in the DSG gearbox of the DQ500 series, in this case in an Audi Q3. Let's get to work. The DQ500 series DSG gearbox is one of the most popular automatic transmissions on the market. It's a dual clutch, 7-speed gearbox and can be found in many different brands, such as Audi, Volkswagen, Seat and Skoda. Because the individual components of the gear fluid wear down with time and mileage, it's important to regularly change the transmission fluid. That way, we can keep the gearbox in good condition and double its lifespan, ensuring a reliable and comfortable driving experience. To change the transmission oil, we're going to need a few things: the right transmission fluid for this particular vehicle, a dedicated ATF connector, a fluid dispenser, a new sealing ring, a tank for used fluid, and a piece of profile sheet. The first step is to secure the car. Put the car in park, pull the parking brake, and turn off the engine. Before starting any work, remember to properly prepare the vehicle and put on your protective clothing. The DQ500 double clutch gearbox has two oil chambers, one for the gear compartment and one for the mechatronic module. Both chambers contain the same fluid and the box has two drain plugs. To change the gear fluid, we need approximately 6 litres of oil. The gear compartment drain plug is located at the bottom of the gearbox. It's also the filler and fluid level control hole for the entire transmission. The mechatronics chamber drain plug is located in the lower part, next to the oil pan. This chamber doesn't have a separate filler. Remember, the transmission fluid you need may vary depending on the vehicle model and year of manufacturing. It is absolutely necessary to select the right product according to the recommendations and specifications of the manufacturer. That being said, let's move on to the next step: changing the transmission fluid in the gear chamber. In our case, we need to use the following product: Castrol Transmax Dual. After raising the vehicle using a lift, we can remove the engine cover and loosen the drain plug. Then we can position the used oil container. Remove the gear chamber drain plug completely and drain the fluid into the tank. Then remove the oil pipe completely and drain the fluid. You can use a lengthened piece of profile sheet to collect the oil. This will prevent dirt on the undercarriage of the vehicle. Next, remove the mechatronic chamber drain plug completely and drain the fluid into the tank again. Now that the gearbox is empty, fasten the mechatronic chamber drain plug using the recommended tightening torque. In our case, it's the 10 Newton plus 90 degrees. Here we use a new sealing ring. Finally, you can fasten the oil pipe using the recommended tightening torque. In our case, it's a 3 Newton. Now, prepare the right product for use. In our case, it's a Castrol Transmax Dual. Fill the dispenser to the correct amount, about 6 litres in our case. Then connect your dispenser to the filler using the dedicated ATF connector. Fill the gearbox with the appropriate amount of fluid. In our case, it's about 6 litres. Afterwards, you can tighten the drain plug of the gear chamber. When you've done that, lower the car. And make sure the car is in park and the brake is secured. If it is, you can start the engine. With the engine running and the brake pedal pressed, engage all driving ranges for at least 3 seconds, then leave the car in P with the engine running. After changing the transmission fluid, we need to check the level. To do this, first connect the diagnostic tool, so you can then get a read of the temperature of the transmission fluid. It shouldn't be higher than 30 degrees Celsius when starting the procedure. See? All good. Next, raise the vehicle again and loosen the drain plug. Then place the used oil container. Remove the drain plug completely. The drain fluid level is correct if the transmission fluid temperature is between 35 and 45 degrees Celsius. And as you can see, there is a slight fluid leak coming from the inspection drain hole. If the fluid doesn't come out, top up and repeat the level check. If the fluid is leaking, it means the level is correct. Use the recommended torque to screw the control plug with the new sealing ring in before the fluid temperature reaches 45 degrees Celsius with the recommended torque. If the temperature is above 45 degrees Celsius, stop the engine, cool the box to 30 degrees Celsius or less, and repeat the fluid level check. After checking the fluid level, fasten the gear chamber's drain plug using the recommended tightening torque. In our case, 45 Newton meters. Remember, the gasket you use must be new. After refilling the fluids, check the drain plugs for any signs of leaks. If there aren't any, it's time to install the lower engine cover and finish up. Finally, you can take the car out for a little test drive. Alright, that's everything for today. You now know everything you need to change the transmission fluid in the DSG gearbox of the DQ500 series. Remember, the recommended type of fluid, filling amount, and tightening torque may differ depending on the vehicle model and year of manufacturing. That's why you always have to follow the manufacturer's recommendations for the correct fluid type, amount, and tightening torque values. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.